Drilling since day one. Rudy King Bantu holding down the floor, yeah, you know it's true. Moving like a boss, been here for 2 decades, king of the dance floor. Ain't nobody can fade, dropping beats, wavy flows. It's my style, got the crowd jumping, going wild. I'm the ruler of the night.
Hello everyone, how are you guys doing today? It's your boy Rudy King Bantu. Welcome to Microphone Check Scotland podcast. We are live at Temple Community Space, and today I have a special guest for you guys. Now, without wasting any time, because this is like my second one, I'm on it. Let her introduce herself.
Hi everyone.
Yes.
My name is Sandra Linda. I'm an artist. I'm a singing artist.
Singing and artist, yes. So when I did my design the other day, I was like artist / singer. I wanted to put performance and / entrepreneur right next to it. But I'm glad you say you're an artist and a singer. Sandra Linda, welcome to Microphone Check Scotland podcast.
Thank you so much.
How does it feel to be here?
I feel so good, especially doing this podcast with my brother, my only brother, King Bantu. I feel so special here.
You are special.
Oh, thank
There's
you so
a lot
much.
of things that you're doing right now. Not just right now, but there's a lot of things you've done and the way you present yourself from the way you stand, and also for having a great partner by your side. You are a special person.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, you come in a good package, so big up, man's like Migler.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. He must be really proud now.
Yes, he should be proud. You know, there's a thing where we are not living to the fullest by showing off our women and showing off ourselves. You know, we are too construct when it comes to society. And I'm not gonna lie to you, the way you and your partner Migler present each other is like class.
Wow.
You know, like that kingdom vibe. I'm on that kingdom vibe, so I can relate. You know, it's like Von Sway. Yes, I'm serious.
I feel so good after this, and
Yeah,
I'm
not
sure.
lying. Let me put it out there. This is the first time I sit with you, and we're about to talk and release all of this to the public.
Yeah, of course,
I need
yeah.
to let them know.
They have
Because
to know, yeah.
I only talk about things like this when we're having conversations in random places. That mean nothing. We ain't trying to sell nothing. But here, we're trying to let the people know what time it is. Yes, people, Sandra Linda has got a fantastic king by her side that makes sure he's representing, is supporting, and he's the number one fan. That's how it's supposed to be. You get what I mean? Anyways, enough with the run. Sandra, welcome to Microphone Check Scotland
Thank you.
podcast. And I'm so glad to have you here. Without wasting any time, I think we should just dive in deep into it.
Let's go.
Yeah? Okay, Sandra. Now, mind, we are here. We're going to be talking to the public. This slogan of the podcast is the voices of the streets. Mm-hmm. And I'm here just to make noise, but it's all about you.
Exactly.
It's all about your story.
It's about
So,
us.
can I take you somewhere?
Of course, yeah. Of course.
So, Sandra,
Yeah.
what brought you into Scotland?
Probably what brought me here was, I can say, love.
Yes, love. Ooh.
Yeah, was
you see,
love. Yeah.
You see how I'm talking about? We start with bigging up the partners, and then by the time we touch the first subject, she said it's love that brought her to Scotland. Can we touch a little bit onto that?
Yeah, of course, yeah. I was living in Goma. It's a small city in Congo. And I have my handsome boyfriend. Mm-hmm. At that time, I was only 16. Mm-hmm, when I knew him, I was really young. He was really young. Mm-hmm. So we fall in love. And at that time, he wanted me to come in Scotland, but I was really young and my family was so protective, so I couldn't come. And I have to finish my secondary. So when I finished my secondary, I was 18, yeah. When he came back to visit me, I remember I was in Tanzania. Then we saw each other and we fall in love again and again. And until he decided to put a ring on my finger and call me his wife.
So my man is patient for real. He's patient for real. My man is like, okay, it's okay. I'll come back. I'll come back and do this. And he came back and put the ring on it. That's fantastic. Congratulations to that.
Oh, thank
I
you.
just want to highlight that because I've never got the chance to say congratulations to you for being engaged. But from being engaged, then you decide to come to Scotland?
Yeah, probably we got married was in Zambia. Then after that...
You guys are moving, eh?
Yeah.
Goma, Tanzania, Zambia.
You know what? We were like flying as... We knew like at that time, him coming to Goma couldn't be like really special and spicy. We decided to do like a crazy journey. We started by Tanzania, then we went in Zambia. We got married over there. It was like a fairy tale, only me and him, and was so amazing. And after that, we decided that probably I couldn't stay in Africa. I had to come here to join him. Then in 2015, I came in Scotland, yeah, and...
Oh, so you only came down 2015?
Yeah, 15, yeah.
I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I would have think you've been here for like a long time.
Yeah, and since then, everything started, yeah.
That is good, man with a plan.
Yeah.
There's this thing, right, they call it the passport bros, right? They say, like a lot of men are not finding like the good woman in Europe because a lot of women in Europe are too westernized, you know. They got too much attitude, too much guns in their mouths. So the men are like, you know what? I'm going to Africa to find myself my queen. Do you think it was a good move, yeah?
You know what? Because his family and my family, we have like same background. He's from Bukavu. I grew up in Goma. It's like we are neighbor. We are neighbor, and our family knew each other since a long time. So he knew that beauty exists, you know? He knew that beauty exists.
He knew that beauty exists.
Of course, yeah.
Okay. That is true though. That is true because I grew up in Congo. And I'm not gonna lie, like beauty is amazing down there. Like my father, when he was flirting with my mom, he came to her when she was like 16, you know, and he was flirting. You know, sometimes we sit like we trying to be too judgmental and prejudiced, right? When you're 16, you're an adult.
Oh.
Yeah, here.
Okay.
Because I remember when I was a kid, I went to Asda. I stole some DVDs.
What?
Yeah, stole some DVDs. You know DVDs? I stole some DVDs, put in my pocket.
Oh my God.
So I got arrested by the security guard. So when the police came, they put me in the car.
Whoa.
But they started driving. They asked me, how old are you? So I said, I was 15, but I was not 15. I was 16.
Okay.
I said I was 15. So they started driving towards my house. And I was like, oh no. They're going to walk me right into my house in front of my mom and tell her I stole. So I said, I'm 16.
Oh my.
And then they say, are you sure you're 16? I say, I'm 16, I'm going to be 17. They did a U-turn.
Really?
And they took me to the police station. And then they got my fingerprints, and I was in the police station at 16. So if they can put you in jail at 16, that means at 16, you're like almost like a tiny adult.
Oh, I know.
You get what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. But the beauty I was talking about was like inside beauty.
Inside beauty.
Was not outside beauty.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're talking about the soul beauty.
Yes, soul beauty, like education, and the inside beauty, because the outside for my family wasn't like counting, and for myself wasn't counting. But I'm talking about the inside beauty we have in Africa, the pure soul.
Well, I get what you're saying when you
Yeah.
talk about pure soul. It's something that a lot of people miss when they're trying to find a partner.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, let's tap into now your journey. You find Mr. Man. He came all the way to Goma. Now, can I just highlight something for those of you guys are watching? Like right now, there's a lot of things that are coming out from Sandra, that we're talking about that you might not be aware of. Now, you said Goma is a small city in Africa. Mm-hmm. I've never been in Goma, but let me just highlight something. Mm-hmm. Goma is gold and diamonds.
Exactly.
It's not as small as you think it is. It might be small to the world, yes, but in Goma there is natural resources.
Yes.
There is gold, diamond, and all these natural resources over there. If I'm not lying, I'm sure that's where they're looting us all the time. Yeah, sending private jets to steal some of our lands. So, for those of you guys who don't know Goma, Goma is a city in Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo. That's somewhere. You know what I'm talking about? This I realized that I've never been anywhere in Congo. I've just been in Kinshasa.
Yeah, Likinwa, yeah?
Yeah, I'm just like a city boy. I've never been to Goma or Katanga or Kivu or Bukavu. I've never been there. I've just heard of it.
Oh, I think you must. You have to go there.
Yeah?
Yeah, Goma is so beautiful. Bukavu is so beautiful, yeah.
I believe you. If Pasian went all the way over there to find, I believe you. I believe you. So let's take a trip from Goma, Tanzania, Zambia, Ring, Soul Searches, boom, Scotland.
Yeah, of course.
You moved into Scotland. When you arrived into Scotland, what did you think of Scotland?
When I came,
and don't be too nice.
You know, without lying, when I came to Scotland, I remember when a patient's friend came to pick me up from the airport. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I was expecting more. I was expecting like I'm coming to Europe. It's gonna be like wow. My house gonna be wow, and
because
the people
you've grown up with a good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the people gonna be wow because I was wow in. I'm not lying.
She said I was wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know
that's what I'm talking about.
If you ask the people who came at the airport, I was wearing like a high heel. I was like expecting to see like wow, superstars, like oh shiny bar. I was so disappointed. I'm not lying. I was so disappointed.
You know that way when they say, Miguel will relate with me. Tozok in the poto.
Tozok in the poto.
Everybody is like, Tozok in the poto. We're going to Europe. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, when I came to Europe and I arrived, the one thing that just I could not relate to, it was just the cold.
The cold, yeah.
It just feels like a freezer. But everything else that was in here, I could relate because I lived in South Africa.
Okay.
Yeah? I lived in South Africa with kind of the urban areas. Like, I ate Nando's when I was 9. I went to Sun City, which was a beach that looks this fun. So you get to see a little bit of a taste of Europe when you're in South Africa.
Okay.
And like you say, we lived at home like, wow. So when we come to Europe, you expect 10 times wow.
Wow, yeah, of course, yeah. But the only good thing I saw when I came was my handsome man. He was there waiting for me, having like the swag, like a superstar. Was excited.
Miguel. And I'm gonna be an advocate for him. Yeah?
Oh.
Yes, I'm gonna be an advocate for him because I've known Passion for a while and I've seen them for a long time. Now, he's always dressed nice.
Of course, yeah.
He's always dressed nice.
He's my model, yeah.
Yes, he's always dressed nice, always on point, always, have that extra push and swag. I actually have an image of Passion in my head. When you got your first car, convertible, small little green car. Now, I remember I was walking into town, and then I just hear, Atlanta, boom, boom. And I look, and I see this black guy with his convertible. And now, I know what it looks like when you're a black guy in Europe. You have a big convertible. And I look, it's Patient. Now, most time, there's this thing when somebody's driving a car, they're on the energy. You either, you receive, they give you the energy back, or you don't. Patient gave the energy back.
You know what?
I was like, Patient. He went, yo, Jogo, he waved and everything. I was like, yes, that's my man. And then from there, it was all the way up.
I love that.
Yes, all the way up. Because I watched you for a long time. I watched him for a long time. And to see him, how he presents himself now, with his nice Tesla. When you got a Tesla, you know what I mean?
I know.
You upgraded it. Not upgraded. Upgraded, did it extra. Yeah? So, big up to man like Passia, you know, for keeping them that good swag. But carry on. You saw your amazing, handsome man.
Oh, thank you. On his behalf.
Yes. So you arrived, you saw him, and then you was happy to see your amazing, handsome man. That's you now landed in Scotland.
Yeah, I was so happy. Then we went home. So the only thing I was expecting, like I was expecting like a big,
Reception.
massive house.
Okay.
And I didn't know that
Sandra.
here in Europe, there's small houses.
Sandra came in the airport. She said, I was expecting, wow. I was disappointed.
I was disappointed.
And then,
You
thank
know?
God, the handsome man kinda supported Scotland. Thank you, Passia. But then, big house.
You know what? I was...
Well, I don't blame you because you came from wow. What's the point of walking into Porto Nabiso, into some...
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah, you know, in Africa, we have like big houses, big garden, and everything is big. Then we went in our house, and I asked my husband, is that where we're going to live? That the things I asked him. I'm not lying. And he said, yes, that's our house. Then I walk in the house. I went up and down. I said, oh my God.
You was disappointed again.
No, but the house was so beautiful.
Okay, that's good.
Very clean. I can't say very clean, but I found it really small.
I hear you. Yeah, the houses here are small.
Yeah, it was really small, but I said that's gonna be my life, so
You know,
I have.
It's strange, right? You know the way they create like small houses here.
Yeah.
Back home, these houses will get sold like in the urban area, where rich people buy like a nice looking house. But big houses, they will just like the majority. That's what you got from. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So, but let's continue. So, you moved then Scotland. You met your handsome man. You had a lovely house. You were now in Scotland. Sandra has landed in Scotland. She met her man. So, how did the journey start in Scotland? What was the first thing you got into? Like, was it like work? Was it like university? Was it college? What was it the first thing when you landed? You're like, okay, husband, we're in Scotland.
The first thing I did was watching X Factor and BGT and watching STV. I was watching STV. I remember a show called Jeremy Kyle Show. That was my perfect show, and that's where I learned my English.
Jeremy Kyle Show. I used to watch Jeremy Kyle Show.
They used to say a lot. I was like, what they talking about? I used to write all the word. I used to learn on TV because I was new. I was really young. I was a little bit confused with everything around. But the good thing, I was watching the program. I never watch like French, Swahili program. I was watching English program, even I couldn't hear anything.
That is good. That is good that you said that because even myself, I learned how... I lived in South Africa, so I had a little advantage on speaking English. But the way I learned English was more to wonder. I was wondering about meeting random people. And then they would talk to me, and I'll just be like this.
It was crazy.
Hiya. Now, I know hi. When you say hiya, I'm lost. Because my English says hi. So when you say hiya, I'm like, are you trying to say hiya? Like, you want to fight? Because hiya is the ninjas, kids who used to walk as a kid. Hiya! But, and then eventually you realize hiya is hi. Hello. So it's not like hello. It was like you had to put a tone to it. Hello, hi, how are you? It was like they were singing a little bit.
Yeah.
But eventually you get into the lingo and then you start to learn it. So I totally understand what you say. You have to learn mostly from watching TV, which is a very good way of learning.
Yeah, it was strange. I can tell you there is a cooperative near our home, and I didn't know to count the money. I didn't know like the pound, 1 pound, whatever. And I used to go in cooperative and put in the coins.
Like this.
Like this. So they
can pick it off
They
your
pick
hand.
up what they...
Oh my God, that's this.
And everyone in my community, they knew like I was like walking freedom, and sometimes the police was like walking around my house because I was just free, like singing all the time in the street, and everyone knew that there is an African who living around here. I was loud with myself, my headphones singing, just freedom. I was happy, innocent, and people was talking to me. I was like, oh, okay, yes. I was just confident with myself without hearing anything, without even knowing anything. I was just free, and I really like my community. The Gorbos is amazing.
So Passion, you've been in Gorbos for quite a while, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've lived in Gorbos as well, when there used to be the Norfolk Court building, which got knocked down, and then they built up all the new houses and everything. And but the houses now are nicer compared to back then. Back then it's just crazy flats. So in terms of after you've settled, you start to integrate in Gorbos, you're living in a community and everything. What was the next step from there? What was the next big thing that happened?
I got pregnant.
Who? Yes. I'm asking the right questions. Big up, mans. I'm asking the right questions. Okay, that's good. Well, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a big thing. You're in the city. You got married. You're a handsome man. You're in Scotland. Now,
I got pregnant.
First kid. Okay, you got pregnant, and then you got pregnant. Your first kid came.
Then I was studying while I was pregnant. I was
studying.
Yeah, I was studying Institute of Glasgow College. I was in Isol, yeah.
What were you studying?
Isol, English.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Pretty much like us. When I went to school, they put me in the place called the Belengo Base, like a week class where you go just to learn extra English and everything like that, which helped on how you go back in the community and trying to speak English. So my mom also went to college to learn some English. They were helping. There will be programs for that. So I definitely can relate to that. And after you got pregnant, you were going to college, and then you give birth.
Yeah, I had my daughter, our first daughter. I was so happy. She was my best friend, my little best friend. I used to sing for her, dancing with her in the house while Pasia was working. Probably my husband is the really hardest working man in the world. Since I know him, he's always working. Yeah. And I was so happy when I had a daughter because I was dreaming having a daughter since I was young.
Is your daughter your first child?
Yeah, yes. I wanted the best friend, yeah.
What's her name?
Aliana.
I've met Aliana. Princess Aliana.
Princess Aliana, yeah.
Okay. And then you give birth to Aliana. You were still studying?
Yeah.
Were you still studying? I
was studying at that time. Then I was improving my English by reading books, going in the library with Aliana, going to book bag, everything moms do. Even I couldn't understand anything, but I was trying my best to moving forward and learning English. And when I had Aliana, life changed. I started doing some videos, posting on YouTube, I started my social media, taking my social media really seriously, and sometimes interpreting some English songs. Even I couldn't hear the lyrics completely, but I started to put myself into the music mood and the things I was enjoying in Congo, yeah.
Fabulous. And then as you were getting into putting the videos out and everything, I think then there was a period when I started to notice certain videos, because then there was a period when you and Passion, you be in the house and you be dancing like this, and then you dress up nice, and then that was, I watch a group, right? Not a group. I watch a couple on social media, Mr. Phoenix family. They're like a Nigerian couple. The wife always pranks the husband. She pranks him. She just does all crazy pranks. But then the husband got into it as well. and then now they start to do like social media, Instagram videos and everything. But it's good to watch them, so nice and funny and inspiring. First, it was good watching the pranks, but now it's good watching him also hitting back with some pranks and everything. And most of the stuff they do is quite live. Now, I watch them now, but back then, when I reflect to it, used to were giving that type of vibe. I know social media was not like what we thought of it back then.
Yeah.
But this is something I think you should look into. Yeah, because there's no many good couples that respect each other, worship each other, and support each other in what they do. So there's a lot of power into content creation. There's a lot of power, especially if you take your life, you turn it into a brand.
Yes.
Yeah, and you guys are already there.
Yeah, and the things I can tell people, when they see those people doing those videos, sometimes they say, it's just for the camera, but the chemistry you guys build while shooting those videos make you guys strong. When you have like argument with your partner, when you remember about the video you did together and the comment, that make you strong, especially here in Europe. There's so many arguments all the time. But when you guys do things together, and that make us strong, because at that time we didn't have anybody. It was only me and Pasia and our kid and our child. And what I remember my mama told me, just be happy with the person you live with. And we created our world. Me and Pasia, we said we're going to be happy and we're going to decide to do our life. And we did our life. That was our life. That was our happy life. And we never involved like so many people. And we're like happy with our video, with our phone shooting, involving Aliana, smiling. And that make us strong until now.
Golden way of being. Because one thing I know is when there is two happy couple, a man that supports his wife and the wife that's worshipped by her man, and you both are shining, unless they celebrate you, they are not going to bring good energy. And if they're not celebrating you, you know what comes with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Gossip, tolerance, fakeness, and all that type of stuff. There's so many things that comes with it. But let's continue, because your story is very good and interesting. So now you start to do social media and stuff. You've got Aliana and everything, and then you start to grow into it, social media. And what happened next?
What happened next?
Please don't say I got pregnant.
Yeah, I got pregnant again. My second child.
Pasia is not missing, eh? He's on point to recreation out here.
That was a good thing, because that made us busy being parents and very committed to each other. We had, again, another child during lockdown. And
so that's another one.
Yeah, so we go 3 children.
Ooh, free. Look at me playing like I don't know. I've done that the other day. I was filming. I'm like, oh, did you? Man, I knew everything. But I'm supposed to do that, innit?
Yeah, because it's a story, so...
Okay.
Yeah, probably after that, I said I was inspired by like some musician in here, like Ed Sheeran and all those musicians who doing well in the industry. But my singing didn't start now. I started singing when I was really young. I was singing in, they call it Ekodim, a Sunday church. Choir, yeah, Sunday church.
Trust
when
me,
I was really
there.
young.
Oh, dear Lord. I was there in the choir as well. Church choir, innit?
Yeah, but the only thing, I got sacked in the choir because I was putting like small dresses, mini jupe, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know. There was so many judgments, and I stopped because of the judgment in the church, whatever.
Just picture. You're nice, you wear your nice, and
yeah.
you miss his wow, and then you show up in church and the pastor's like,
They're like, no. Maybe you are not made to sing in church, you know? And I said, but I was singing since I was young, and I love singing, I love dancing, I love being happy. I did modeling as well, and I was crowned like Miss Goma in 2011, yeah.
All of this in Goma?
Yes, of course, yeah.
See? Me, I was in Kinshasa.
He was in...
I didn't see none. Well, I seen stuff, but I did not see exciting stuff like Miss Goma and stuff.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was. And in 2002 years ago, yeah, I can say 1 year and a half. That's when I wrote my first song called Hallelujah. It was a gospel song. As I grew up in church, my family have like a background, church background, Christian background. So I was inspired by my sister, my family. I said, let me just write a gospel song. And the song was called Hallelujah. That was my first song.
So I just realized that you said you came into Scotland in 2015.
Yes.
That's like 9 years from now, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So you've been in full effect. In 9 years, you went boom, 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 bang, bang, bang. So that means 2015, because in 2018, I'm in Africa House. And then, okay, that's good, though. That's very good.
Yeah.
It means in a short amount of time, you managed to become the version that you wanted to become. And then
Yes.
you had your kids. And then now you're tapping into the music industry.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Because, you know, when you have small kids, I was studying, so I was waiting for a right time to start the career.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they always say you have to wait for the right time. And that was the right time.
I like bigging up people. I think it's important to do that. Like, because I'm hearing your story and all I can see is patient.
Yes.
So you have patient next to you. Patient, your name is playing a very good part. Because in the process of all of that, she managed to stay patient, having kids, but at the same time stay patient in the process of studying, at the same time stay patient in the process of building music, just to drop us in the last year, like, boom! This is very good. This is very good. So now I start to understand the dynamic of the nuclear family.
What do you mean?
It's powerful
Okay.
because my father was a very wealthy man.
Oh, okay.
He did not do what patient did. He did what patient did in picking up the woman.
Okay.
He looked at the beauty and the soul. But he did not do the empowering that he done in terms of coming to Europe and growing together, having kids, and now you are Sandra Linda out there making music. And before you even land in Goma, you're gonna make such an impact. But when you land, you're gonna need security and all that. Because when I talking about your story, then I like to refer it to the stories I can put compare it to. Mm-hmm. Because my father, he also had my mom when he was young. You know, he got her, he went to his house, my parents' house, my mother's parents' house. He said, I want to marry your daughter. You know, the man has to come to the parents' house and go in front of the father and say, I want to marry your daughter. And then the parents will say, okay, here's the list. This is what you have to give. This is what you have to give for the daughter. And then he has to give all of that, and then he marries the daughter. Though that she knew he already had another wife. So I guess he was playing the game where he's got a wife, he's got enough money, he can just get as many women.
Same as my dad.
Yes.
Don't worry.
So, but I'm looking at it in a way of reflection because I want to be able to use your example and your partner's story to be able to highlight certain elements that us Africans don't really pay attention to. Mm-hmm. So, wealthy lifestyle, nice fancy cars and everything like that in Africa. But when it came to my mom coming to Europe, she was not coming here because of him. Okay. She was coming here to escape him.
Oh, that's so painful.
Yeah. I still speak to my dad. I love him and everything like that. But you can't hide the truth of the story. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So growing up here, now instead of me having a mom and a patient, I had a mom running away from home. Yeah. And then you have a mini patient. So me, I'm like a mini of my dad. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, the only thing we forgive, but we don't forget.
True. So and growing up here and then just spending all the time here and becoming who I became and looking back and everything that's happened, it's very important to take a learning curve from how your experience has been. Because I know there's a lot of men out there that are playing the good part, but there's also a lot of men out there that just not playing the good part.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's important to take a learning curve from what you've experienced, knowing that when you're investing in your woman, you make sure that she's good. You make sure that her moral is good. You make sure her mind is good. You make sure she gets to be herself. Like you say, you came with wow already, you know? And when you meet Patient, you also came with wow. So it's like wow.
Fire
boom,
couple.
fire. So it's one of those ones where when we talk about Africans and in the nuclear family, we always need to make sure to use elements of the experience that you guys have had to be able to big them up. But you know what? Let's carry on.
Let's carry on. Yeah.
So 2015 lockdown. There was another baby. There's a third one.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we came out of lockdown. And then during lockdown, how was lockdown for you?
Lockdown for us was really good because at that time we used to do a lot of TikTok, and as I can say, my husband is my best friend, and we understand each other. Even people, they say we look alike. We do.
Oh, there is this thing. There is this thing. When you, I can relate to that because I take pictures with my missus sometimes, and I'm like, why are we looking like each other? Because you've, I guess, soul tie, spiritually, emotionally, everything, and then your aura kind of start to show you guys like each other. Well, that's how we're supposed to be in it. One within two.
Of course,
You know what I mean? So I can relate to that when you say you look like each other because I thought I was the only one saying I look like my missus when we're standing next to each other. Like, you look like the black version of me, I used to tell her. But I can relate to that, definitely. When your vibration together is strong, you start to look alike.
Yeah, of course, yeah. We have same mind and we have like vision. He supports me, but the only thing he wasn't supporting before was my pink color. He used to not like the pink color. He's like...
I don't blame him. I don't blame him because it's not just the pink color. The pink color is good. Because you find it in our shirts when we wear little Versace.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen Passion Bass a nice shirt with a little pink in it.
Yeah.
But it's when it's in your hair. It changes things. Like my little brother Bash, he had pink, blue, orange, green. And then I remember once he had red hair, right? And then we're going to eat, me, my mom, and everything. So my mom is she's wearing a red perruque. What's it called? Wig.
Wig, yeah.
So I don't know if she didn't see that she's wearing a red wig. She goes, you man, ocheba suke rouge boye, ah. And then Bash just looks at her and goes, Mom, you're wearing a red weave. So I can understand coming from a man like that's growing culture.
Yeah.
When you see color, hair.
Yes.
But then I also understand what you were trying to do, like expression, flavor, taste, trying to feel yourself in some type of way.
Yeah, but I always loved pink color. When I was young, my mom, they used to put like, the way I close my
pompon.
Yeah, that's how I used to have like big hair. I used to have like pink clothes. They used to call me Poupe. That's how they used to call me. I was like a small
Barbie doll walking.
For everyone. So I grew up with that like femininity in me, like pink. And I never changed that. I tried to change that. There's a time I was trying to change that, but that never happened. And I said to my husband, please allow me to be pink, allow me to be me. And the time,
how did the husband ended up accepting the pink?
You know what, Delilah, and you know that story, Samson and Delilah. Yeah?
You did some magic.
Yeah, oh, baby,
Baby, let me wash your hair for you.
I'm gonna give you twins.
Way.
Then there's a time he said, okay, baby, I'm going to allow you to have your pink color, but just be the way I want you to be. I said, okay, we agreed. Okay. Then we agreed on that, and he was fine. And since then, he supports me with my pink. Whenever I don't have my pink, he said, baby, I miss you with your pink. Then I have to put my pink hair, yeah.
Is that where Sandra Pink Linda came from?
The name Sandra Pink Linda came when my hairdresser was making my hair. She said, Sandra, why don't you try pink hair? It's going to look really nice on your head. And I said, let's try. Then I tried. The next time when I went teaching the kid in the kid hub, all the kids came to me. All the kids were like, oh, Sandra, we love your hair. Because I love kids, I said, I'm going to make the kid happy. And the end of the day, it started making me happy. And I said, I'm going to stay pink, Linda. And I added pink on my name.
You see how she grabbed purpose and character through what she was doing. I want to relate a story. I always talked about it as if it shapes up where you're going.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, when I was growing up in Scotland, when I tell people my name is Rudy, they will say, oh, Rudolph, like the reindeer, like Santa's reindeer. Or they'll say, Rude Boy. And I was like, what's Rude Boy? Or Rude Boy is like there was a TV show back then of a mixed race kid that used to be like, they call him Rude Boy. But then Rude Boy is also a rude boy. So from Rudy to Rude Boy, but it was not something I called myself. Is something that people called me. So when I embraced that character of Rude Boy, it came with an attitude. But my attitude, I believe that it was needed because I had to navigate the streets of Scotland. If I was not rude, I was going to get myself slapped about because that's what Scotland does to you when you're a young African boy moving around Scotland. If you don't have attitude, you don't have a backbone to yourself, you're going to get bullied, you're going to get slapped about, you're going to get called racist name and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So I guessed when they called me Rude Boy, not knowing they were protecting me spiritually. Because now I put on a Rude Boy attitude. Because now I went to Torigland. They're like, where you going, you black bastard? I was like, where? We start fighting. And then you had to fight. And then I went to Casimir. They're like, why you saying you're black and go back to your own country? Then you start to understand that that little name you had was something. But it was not until I started dancing. I went to a dance workshop. And my dance workshop is a story like yours.
Oh, okay.
The hairdresser said, Linda, try pink.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
you went to the kids, they went crazy. And then your soul did a calculation. Your soul was like, I love kids. I love my hair. I'm gonna take care of kids while I'm pink. For me, it was when I got into dancing, I said I'm gonna be the king of the dance floor. I went to tell my mom that straight away that night. Mom, if you're listening, this is a true story. I always tell it this way. So that if fast forward to today, because today my mom sits next to me, she looks at me like this, like a movie. Because from the young age, she's like, you've always been like this. She laughed. I said, Mom, I'm going to be the king of the dance floor. She went, yo, go come and Michael Jackson, your glass. And then her partner also joined the laugh. Oh. Have you ever seen a dancer in Glasgow? When they're laughing, my brain was cooking. I was like, oh, you have no idea what's coming. Fast forward to today. They have to call me King Bantu. So let's fast forward to Pink Linda's story because we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. So you got involved with the kids and you was like, nah, that's me. I want to do this.
Yeah, probably because Sandra Linda, so many people, they were thinking like Sandra Linda, it's like, if you remember Kofi Olomide had like a musician called Sandra Linda.
Yeah. She used to dance with him as well?
Yeah. Me?
No, I say Kofi.
I think she was his dancer, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So people were thinking like Sandra Linda was like my real name. However, my real name, it's Sandra Linda. That's the name my mom gave me, my mom and dad, when I was born.
Okay. Like one, Sandra Linda.
Sandra Linda, yeah. Okay. That's my full name. That's my name.
Okay.
And I said, if I stay Sandra, because people used to know like Sandra Linda, Pasia's wife. Sandra Linda, Pasia's wife. I said, as I become a musician and soon I'm going to be a superstar, I'm going to add a pink.
Soon you're going to be a superstar.
Yeah.
You're already a superstar.
Yeah, na changer ma solo, Sandra Pink Linda.
Na changer ma solo.
Yeah, people when they hear like Sandra Linda, it's Sandra Pink Linda.
Yeah.
The artist. Okay, I'm no Sandra Linda anymore. I'm Sandra Pink Linda. And now I'm Sandra Pink Linda.
Nice one. So soon as you decided you wanted to be Sandra Pink Linda, you were like, you head on into your new way now. You're like, okay, I want to do this. What made you? So you said you said you got into making music by getting inspired by the likes of Ed Sheeran. Big up Ed Sheeran. It's good that you throw him in there because sometimes we'll say something different, but Ed Sheeran is like sensational because he went from being like a small artist and then he's now the sensation of the world right now. So he's a good person to be inspired by.
Yeah, and Anne-Marie. So because I'm someone who loves so much.
Anne-Marie, is it the girl that sings "This One Thing You Got Me Tripping"? Is it a different person?
Rockabye, baby, rockabye.
Okay.
That the time I had Aliana, I used to sing that song, and you see this. I found a love for me for Ed Sheeran. I used to think about Pasia when I was listening to that song.
Follow my dream. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Don't listen to my voice. Mans can bust move and do some rapping and motivation speaker and that. But I can't. You know what? I should not say I can't sing. I'm one of those people.
You can sing.
I cannot say I can't. Like, I'll practice.
Probably you can do everything, isn't it?
Yeah. I have the soul to want to sing, so I just never tried, But I cannot say I can't. So yeah. So you made your first song, Hallelujah. And then when you make your first song, Hallelujah, what was the next thing? You was like, nah.
Probably I wasn't planning to carry on. Because my sister came from America to visit me here in Glasgow, and she's so much Christian, she's so much spiritual, and she put me into she asked me to sing like a song for Deborah Lukau. I don't know if you know Deborah Lukau.
Lukau?
Yeah, she sings
like somebody in Congo.
She's Congolese. Mon ami, hey, hey, hey.
I will look her up. Me, I'm very old, so I know. I know like Marie Musambu or some names like that. They're old school. Innit?
Okay. So I wasn't planning to carry on. I was planning to just get out like one song and that's it. Then when I released that song, I realized it became popular in Goma. Wasn't a really good song because that was my first song I write. I put it together and I went to studio. Wasn't the best song, I can't lie.
But when you put it out,
was like, wow, in Goma. Everyone was singing it. People were singing, do challenge on TikTok. I was like, what? I wasn't expecting that. And myself, I started putting effort on it. And I said, let me just get the video out. And when I put the video out, was like, everyone was into the video. People from the church, people from Lubumbashi, my sister in America, all the people I knew start putting the song, sending some videos, some support, and say, Sandra, please carry on. Carry on. You, if you keep practicing, you're going to get there. And I said to myself, why am I doing to myself? I was like, no, I can't do this. But one thing came in my mind, because when I was posting on my social media, the feedback I was getting from people, it was like support, carry on, you have such a good presentation. And I was saying, let me just carry on. And I write my second song, No à la guerre. Yeah, I wanted to reflect where I'm coming from, like the city of Goma, where I'm coming from. There's war every single day. Since I was born, since I can remember, there's always be war. And I write that song to refer and to reflect how I grew up in Goma. And that song, when I released it, was amazing because I received some call from deputy, some politician, and some big people in Goma and in Kinshasa. I was like, what's happening? And I become just big, just from nowhere. Just from nowhere. And I can just thank God and thanks my husband for giving me that opportunity to keep going.
And it's that video that you made that made the whole difference, because
Yes.
the time that you chose to release your music, for me, I call it the golden era. Anything that comes after lockdown is not for everyone. It was for particular types of people.
Yes.
Because soon as you start putting out these videos of no war, you realize that in Africa they're also screaming no war. Like, for example, Congo is like they put entertainment in your face and they tell you shut your mouth. You know that thing that Congo did like this, where they shut your mouth, they keep you quiet, they put a gun in your mouth and all that stuff. So when you released that war song, it was the perfect timing.
Yes.
It was like somebody from Europe could hear them and make music just like them. And then right after that was it. You start making more music.
Yeah, I made my first album called Inspiration. And that album had like different style. Had like some le défi de la société. I don't know how to call it in English.
The failure of the society.
Failure of society. Failure of society.
Man needs to be interpreting up in here.
And that's what I said. I'm going to release an album and I want that album to have everything. So that album had a song for failure of society. That album had a wedding song. That album had a birthday song. And that album had a fitness song as well. So I mixed everything together.
I think you forgot one.
I forgot Commando.
I was waiting for you to say that
was
song also have the Commando in there.
That one was like the promotion song, promoting the whole album. That was waiting to talk about that after.
So I know maybe today you wanted to go in on your album, right?
Yes.
But I believe for your album we need a special setup for it.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, I think today was to get into the story of Sandra.
Of
Pink
course,
Linda.
yeah.
More like Sandra Linda into
Sandra Pink Linda.
Now, to get into your album, I think we need to give him more grace.
Of course,
because
yeah.
right now you're in that element, showcasing superstardom, keep on promoting, putting your music out there. And then we can also put on some stuff to get people to connect to the music. Because today, the people that are watching, you get to experience Sandra Pink Linda telling you guys about her story. I was watching that podcast with you and Wise TV. I was like, come on, say something in English. I was standing there. I was like, I'm like, I want to hear what they're saying. So it's good to actually have you saying all of your stories in English. That means we can relate, so that I can blast it out there so people can see Sandra in the flesh. But we're not going to forget to let them know that you're an artist, you have good music out there, and you have an album coming. But I want to do like a special edition for your album where we can actually sit, have a conversation, talk about your album, the songs, but also get a live performance out of it.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Because what we do here is we don't wait to get handed over the mic. We grab it and we create. So when I'm saying Microphone Check Scotland podcast, you need to wonder, where is Rudy cooking? Yeah, because if you take out the podcast, something else can land on it. Yeah, so I think we've reached like a maximum to the time that we have left.
Don't forget my savior.
So what I want to do is give you this moment to actually, can you elaborate more about your album? You called it, what's the name you called it?
Inspiration.
What is it? what was the failure of the society? Is that a song?
Probably, they know la guerre. Speak about the failure of society.
Oh, okay.
And the commando as well, because I dedicate that song to the FARDC, our national army. But now I think we can focus on my new release. My new release called Savior. It's a big gospel song, and I'm pretty sure everyone gonna talk about that song. It's gonna be sing everywhere in Scotland, all over the world, because it's a big gospel song.
I know what I'm going to do.
Big gospel song.
I'm going to attach a song to the promotion materials that we're putting out there. Everything that because we order episodes so long, but with your episode, you're going to have so many short clips that will come out of it. So I'm going to attach your songs
you have to
the promotion that I put out, because I know that your songs are your song, you own them. Nobody's going to come and sue me for copyright.
No.
And then we get people to hear that song.
It's really big. I put it only in 2 days. I reached 14K.
And I know you produced it in the studio. Because I didn't know you were filming the video.
Yeah, it was like a short video.
It's like, that's how creative she is. Like, you give Sandra 30 minutes. You give Sandra 30 minutes, she creates a music video. That's what I'm talking about. Like, she's not waiting for you to come and then do tutus now. You give her the space, she creates something.
Oh, thank you, Rudy.
That means the future is your oyster. And with Kingman by your side, Mr. Patient, nobody's going to try and mess it up.
He's my rock.
And me too, I'm in the army, so I'm going to take care of this angle. Anybody's trying to mess around, call me, we'll lend them down. Nobody's stopping us this year and the years to come.
I've got my army, my brother, my husband, and all the people around it. I'm so thankful having amazing people around me.
Yes.
Amazing team.
Amen to that. Amen.
We are strong together.
Amen to that. So let's do this, Sandra. Now that we've got into the pinnacle of having this lovely podcast with you, I want you to share some of your handles with the public. Tell them where they can find you, where they can listen to your music, what else you promote in. Let them know. Lend them in it.
My amazing people, you can find my music. Just type Sandra Pink Linda on YouTube. You're going to find all my music. Just go on Instagram, type Sandra Pink Linda. Everywhere on social media, you're going to find me. Spotify, Amazon Music, and I have a branding called Slimming Tea, and you can find it on my Instagram, everywhere, on my TikTok. And don't forget to subscribe, share, and like, and leave something good to make other people share my work and love my work. I do amazing music.
Yes, you do, Sandra. And we love your music. And I like the fact that you walk into places where people are not going to move.
And don't
then
forget,